Hi all. Hi. Okay, just okay. Oh, yeah. Right. Today's video is going to be on not programming. Um, yeah. So, um, what is denial programming? So, uh, these are programs built to cause tree denial of the system or programming. Um, can include false tree realities and front logging, as well as denial tree coded dialogue or scripts. Why? So denial is used for a few reasons. Firstly, it helps keep the tree systems inside the org by hiding the tree concerns of the safe lifers or others. Um, yeah, so yeah, hiding concerns of the safe lifers, others in a position to get the body tree out. Additionally, a synergize with pre-contact pre-programs as well in a state of tree denial. It is easier to tree dismiss the reasons people were cut off in the first tree place. Additionally, denial T programs slow healing by reducing tree willingness to work on deprogramming or removing the tree belief that it is necessary. How is this done? So, obviously, don't like that word. Not used. Regardless, so the how one strategy used is have mates with scripts that act to deny tree things or convince others that stuff isn't really real. Not going to provide specific examples because you know those are likely to include views and at least to us, if not to anyone external. And yeah, that would be as much as yes, it is unlikely that. Well, yes, it is reasonably likely that given that we would be prepared and aware of that risk, could probably deal with it. It's also completely unnecessary risk that is unlikely to provide significant benefit. You know, especially given that they are likely to be somewhat personalized, essentially. At least be more effective ones, and so you know, it's unlikely to be. Yeah, you know, um, it's not even worth risk. Okay. Anyway, yes. So obviously, additionally, no. Um, so the formation of false realities, um, that that present in a way that hides the um past or present from those living in the false reality. So, you know, probably, you know, um, those still in, you're looking at false realities for the safe lifers, and then once you've left, you know, whoever's well, yeah, whoever's been chosen essentially for, um, probably for recontact attempts, although that's not a guarantee. Um, yeah. Um, yeah, and those false true realities can also you know potentially break off, lock out perception of the inner world from the front, or um, communication links, well, can be broken by them. Um, you know, essentially stopping front from communicating or being aware of of what's going on internally, and vice versa. Um, in terms of deprogramming or coping with it, so um, one thing we've found pretty helpful is having a list of um, symptomology, other evidence, whatever that happens to be. Basically just a list of everything that you can compile together that raises your that essentially has led to the um, suspicion or belief in that, you know that current circumstance or past, um, including, of course, this is not just of specifically of TBMC things, but generalized plurality as well. You know, specific parts of the history potentially. If you've got strong evidence of specific parts, or even weak evidence that you just, yeah, evidence of any form, and we would include memories from people that have been shared. You know, uh, gut feelings, pretty much anything and everything in this list, because um, a longer list will be more compelling, essentially. Even if not everything on that list is hugely compelling, you're more likely to find the thing that is compelling to the specific individual that's locked in denial at the time, if you've got more things on the list. You know, so you're better off having a wider range of things and a longer list of things. Although, of course, yeah, that might vary. That's just what you've found for ourselves. Um, you know, you might find that a smaller list of more the things that are the strongest evidence for you works better. Uh, yeah. So, additionally, working on building tree secondary communication options can help bypass blocked tree comms, and of course, breaking the false tree realities. Ideally before they come to tree front, although of course that may be tree limited by ability to find or recognize them beforehand. So don't like don't feel you have to search and destroy them specifically. You know, you can deal with them as and when they come up. It's just if denial specifically is something that you're specifically highly concerned about, then it might be worth prioritizing them specifically. Or if you've not got anything else to prioritize, if you're countering for something to prioritize that it provides a priority, you know. But again, do prioritize do prioritize based on personal risks. To, you know, like if recontacting, for example, is a higher risk, then focus on recontacting frogs. If there are frogs that are, for whatever reason, directly dangerous to you in another way, you might. That's probably a good thing to focus on rather than denial stuff. You know, like especially if the denial stuff isn't currently directly affecting you. You know, if it's just something that's in the background, going to come up later, focus on the things that are coming up now potentially. Again, we're not going to try and provide some perfect walkthrough for everyone. You know, these are just what we can do in terms of generalized help and you know, generalized help, tips, what knowledge we have, sharing it so that people can benefit from it. But you know, like anyone providing information on their experience, that applying it to anyone else, mileage is going to vary. And as much as yes, specific things might be helpful, there are also going to be specific things that are not helpful. And discerning that is something we will try where we can to provide more generalized information and draw then on personal examples where we feel they're relevant. But we're not always going to be the best judges of that necessarily. So if you feel a personal example would be helpful on something, feel free to ask us for them. And we will see if it is something we can do. We are not going to promise, but you know, if the request has been made, we will see if it is something we can do. You know, and if our personal experiences are not matching up in some way, or tips and tricks aren't helpful, you know, don't use them. Obviously, no, okay, so not obviously, but yes, we don't expect to be some monolith of information or anything. We're just trying to provide what we can. Anyway, yeah, that is everything. Okay, cool. Well, hopefully this is helpful in some way. This system signing out. Hope to catch you all next week. Please do remember to like, subscribe, comment, especially if you've got any questions you want answered. Be happy to answer them either in the comments or in another video. So catch you all next week.